Protesting coal truck drivers are now making their way back to Marabastad after handing over a memorandum at the union buildings in Pretoria. They caused major motoring chaos in the area this morning after setting off from Marabastad into the capital. Several highways were blocked off by the drivers, frustrating motorists who were trying to make their way to work. They later made their way into the city, traveling at under 20 kilometers an hour. Spokesperson of the Coal Transportation Forum, Marabastad, says 30,000 people will lose their jobs and 5 power stations will close by 2020 if this agreement is signed. The truckers say that if President Jacob Zuma signs the Independent Power Producers Agreement, areas such as Emalahleni in Mpumalanga will become ghost towns. The truck drivers are protesting against Eskom's decision to stop granting them coal transporting contracts. And this morning, the truck drivers disrupted traffic in the capital to bring their plight to the attention of all South Africans. Let's now get the latest on the truck drivers' strike. Our reporter on the scene at the union buildings in Pretoria, Sipho Sturman. Sipho, a very good afternoon to you. What is the situation like now in Pretoria?
All right, afternoon to you, Alicia, and our viewers at home. What has happened right now, you will see that my background is rather quiet and very clear. We are at the union buildings. What had happened here is that the protesters did come through and handed over a memorandum of grievances to a government official who then accepted it and promised that they would respond within the 21 days that have been set by the transport forum, the Coal Transport Forum, which was, of course, organizing the march here to Pretoria. And we know that among the grievances you mentioned there in your intro, the fear of job losses and industries, the coal industry being crippled and closing down due to government signing contracts with these independent power producers. They're saying that they want government to engage with them properly. And what they have mentioned, it to us is that Eskom has actually been forthcoming and speaking to them quite frankly about this matter, but it is rather government that has not been engaging with the coal mining industry, saying that they want government to also, engage with them and take responsibility and look into the effects such a move as signing contracts with IPPs will actually cause.
All right, and Sipho, we know that they made quite a disruption to traffic flow this morning. Talk to us about the traffic now as they make their way back to Marabastad.
All right, so they're making their way back to Marabastad now from the union buildings where they handed over that memorandum. What has happened is that now it's more organized because they are being escorted by police and metro officials. And now we also, they are not being transported by trucks as they were coming through the union buildings. They actually moved with vans, bakkies and taxis, which made it a bit easier for traffic to flow and to be controllable. Whereas the problem in the morning is that during peak morning traffic hour, they had trucks who are moving at 20 kilometers per hour, who then frustrated motorists as they try to make their way back. They try to make their way to their workplaces. Now, what is also of concern is this afternoon, because the trucks that were causing traffic jams this morning are parked in Marabastad and they need to return. And now that is why they quickly wrapped up this handing over of the memorandum here at the union buildings to be able to return before peak traffic hour, starting from 3 going forward. So it will remain to be seen how that will go in terms of this afternoon, as now the protesters are rushing back to Marabastad to start to take the trucks and drive back to their various destinations.
Thank you so much for that update. That is Sipho Sturman, our reporter in Pretoria, with an update on the truck drivers' strike.